like saying, always hear about me robbing the Walgreens, and at the time they get it. They're like, what you in there doing, man? They got, like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it 100. You dig what I'm saying? At the time, we in there trying to get the pills. You feel me?
This a prime example.
That's what these is doing.
Talking
They
too
popping.
goddamn
That's they
much.
own. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what's popping with, like, so we go get it. We booming. I done already did this before. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's second nature.
You a pharmacy robber. You rob pharmacy.
Nah. I ain't gonna say I do. Listen, I did at that time. Yeah, that's over too. Like, I ain't doing that no more. I'm rapping. You did what I'm saying? But at that time, smacking them wasn't really looking out like that. I wouldn't really get too much.
So now,
And the crazy part about this is allegedly he just got booked for the same shit he describing in this video once again. And I just seen he did his court date out there in Ohio and all that shit.
is it the old school way, like, or it's going in there while it's closed?
Yeah.
The closed one?
Yeah.
Or the old school?
I ain't old school. I ain't Jack Boy in it.
Oh,
Yeah, I ain't that crazy. Because out there still getting dirty. But me, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you know, that's what that was at that
Man,
time.
he
You know what I'm
going
saying?
into detail.
You had a lot of stuff.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What's his name?
For
Queen
sure.
Flip.
Like, you know what I'm saying? For sure, man. We would have been good. Like, we already counting the money. You know what I'm saying? We already done bought 10 chains and 2 cars and all kind of.
How they caught you?
All right, so then y'all gonna laugh, man. Probably now at the end of the day, like, okay, so like I say, man, we done already bust this move, right? On the real, we done already bust this move. We gone. We done already did this before. This like second nature. Now we really, at the end of the day, we supposed to been done, turned it in, went and put step, do what we supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But we just so happen to still be kind of like joyriding, kind of handling our business on some other.
I ain't gonna lie, this story too goddamn long. This how you know he wrong, nigga. Finna go into detail telling on himself.
And a motherfucker end up
On
getting
the
pulled over for like some whole miscellaneous speed and You dig what I'm saying? Like on the freeway way somewhere else, ain't got nothing to do with nothing. So when they giving a little ticket about some whole other shit, they end up going searching in the car and all that.
Even if you already did time and shit for this, but this just keep them peoples on your bumper and let them know what you capable of, so they'll just be watching you.
And then they seeing all this now. They don't know what's going on because this ain't happening in their jurisdiction or nothing like that. They ain't no Walgreens got robbed in the city where this is, so they don't know what's going on. They just take us down for like suspicion and motherfucking possession. You feel what I'm saying? Possession of a gang of narcotics. Eventually, though, the city who it was end up catching up and calling around, and you know what I'm saying, coming and trying to put their stamp on it. Like, nah, them got to be the same motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what we lost way out here. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we end up going to jail.
Entry. Among those arrested and now charged with drug possession, a California-based rapper known as Geechie Gotti. His real name is Marcus Fantroy, and police say he was driving down I-75 last week in Westchester when police made this stop. The initial traffic stop on I-75 in Westchester was short-lived. The suspects weren't getting far.
It did hit sticks.
One exit south near the streets of Westchester. 4 men bailed.
Get down on the ground right now! Get down on the ground!
But police caught up. Westchester police arrested 4 men from California.
Why are y'all arresting? Because your name's Anthony Ellis and you've been breaking into pharmacies all over the place.
This is one of those textbook situations where somebody walks into an interview thinking it's just content, when in reality, it's documentation. When Gotti sat down for that interview, he had a very simple lane available to him. If asked about his past incarceration, all he had to say was, "Yeah, I was locked up before on a situation that's behind me now, but it's something I don't really want to get into." That's media training 101. Keep it vague, acknowledge it, and move forward. But instead of doing that, he became overly descriptive, explaining what was being broken into, how it was happening, and even went as far as labeling himself a steal and robber on camera. That's where the problem begins. A lot of people don't understand that interviews aren't always just conversations. Sometimes they're bait. An interviewer may ask an open-ended question, not because they care about your growth story, but because they know you might feel compelled to elaborate for the sake of your image. And once you start elaborating, you're volunteering information that didn't need to be volunteered in the first place. Knowing when you're being nudged to talk more and having the discipline to not take that bait is critical, especially for someone with priors. Another harsh reality that people in this content era continue to overlook is this: law enforcement consumes YouTube and Instagram just like everybody else. Detectives, prosecutors, and investigators routinely monitor social media, podcasts, live streams, and interviews. The more content that exists, the more they can learn about timelines, associations, patterns, methods, even mindset. When someone gets on camera and starts giving detailed breakdowns of past criminal conduct, that's not just storytelling anymore. That's potentially discoverable material. And in situations like this, it's not out of the realm of possibility for prosecutors to attempt to introduce past statements, including interview footage, in court to establish things like intent, knowledge, or prior bad acts, depending on the legal strategy. So now what was meant to boost credibility or maintain a certain persona can end up being replayed in a courtroom setting in a completely different context. The bigger lesson here, especially for artists and personalities moving into the podcast/interview circuit as part of their brand expansion, which is something you're doing within your business TV as you build out more long-form documentary-style content, is that everything on camera lives forever. There's a difference between telling your story and incriminating yourself in HD for the algorithm. The gangster image might win you a viral clip today, but oversharing can create legal complications tomorrow. Understanding media discipline, recognizing conversational traps, and prioritizing long-term freedom over short-term authenticity is key, because once something is said on record, especially in detail, you don't control how or where it gets used next. And sometimes, saying less isn't ducking the truth, it's protecting your future. Moving forward, situations like this highlight why media discipline is just as important as street discipline. Before sitting down for any interview, artists and public figures, especially those with priors, need to understand that every question doesn't require a detailed answer. If a host starts asking about past criminal history, the safest route is to acknowledge it briefly and redirect the conversation toward growth, music, or what's currently being built. There's nothing wrong with saying, "That was a chapter of my life that's behind me now, and I'm focused on moving forward." It's also important to recognize when an interviewer is subtly baiting you into elaborating. Open-ended questions like, "What exactly happened?" or "How were you guys doing it?" may sound harmless in the moment, but answering them with specifics can turn content into evidence. Law enforcement actively monitors YouTube, Instagram, podcasts, and live streams, gathering information the same way fans do. The more descriptive someone becomes about illegal activity, the more they risk providing statements that could potentially be revisited later in a legal setting. For platforms like In Yo Business TV, where interviews and commentary are becoming a bigger part of the content pipeline, this is a reminder that preparation matters. Setting boundaries ahead of time, knowing which topics are off limits, and prioritizing long-term freedom over maintaining a certain image can prevent a viral moment from turning into a legal headache. At the end of the day, there's a difference between telling your story and telling on yourself. In an era where everything is recorded, clipped, and archived forever, saying too much for the sake of looking solid can come back in ways nobody anticipates. The same interview meant to build credibility today could be replayed tomorrow under completely different circumstances. Sometimes the smartest move isn't proving how real you are, it's knowing when to keep certain chapters closed and let your present speak for itself.